Hello. I figured, in light of, John Wick Chapter 3 coming out, I figured before seeing, the third John Wick film, I figured it'd be interesting to go back to the beginning of the John Wick series and, I guess, catch up, like refresher with the first John Wick film. So, anyway, for those that may or may not be familiar with the story of John Wick, the character is basically, an assassin who, after his wife Helen, played by Blue Bloods star Bridget Monahan, suffers from a terminal illness. You know, um, he ends up getting a puppy dog a beagle by the name of Daisy as a way of helping him cope, over the loss of his, wife. But unfortunately, things kind of go like downhill from, for John Wick, when, he ends up, being assaulted and beaten up in his house by a group of thugs, and of course, what ends up getting him back into the assassin hit life is, when unfortunately they make the mistake of killing his dog Daisy, which, for John Wick was kind of like, his coping mechanism as, and as a way of dealing with the loss of his wife, which was a last gift that she gave for him. And of course, you know he ends up going back into a life he thought he left behind, and of course ends up going after the ones that were responsible for the death of his dog. And I will say Keanu Reeves is quite a good fit for the role of John Wick, and does a pretty good you know job, in the role as, someone who thought he left, his past behind, but of course it ended up, coming back to haunt him, I guess, and resurfacing in a big way. So I'll definitely say I mean, even like 5 years after the first John Wick came out, it still remains, decent, film to watch. And, I guess for those that are a fan of Keanu Reeves and action movies, then this is definitely something worthy of seeing. And I figured, I also, want to get a chance to catch up with the second John Wick as well before getting a chance to see the third one. Okay, everyone, thanks again.